Hello, everyone, and welcome to the March newsletter. It is March the 3rd, 2022. And yes, I have a toque on my head. And as far as I'm concerned, in March, you should never be wearing a toque, but it's minus 17 out. So I don't think I have a choice. And I'm not waiting for the weekend so that I can have a good hair day. The temperature is supposed to be a lot warmer. Anyways, I wanted to take a couple of minutes, not too long, just to highlight a few things that are in the newsletter below. So you can read it yourself. I'm going to go over the graphs and give you some insights as to what they mean for the market. Take a look at the what's going on in our city with March break. And then lastly, there's something at the very bottom, a link that I want you to click on for addyinvest.com, and it's for affordable housing. And I'll talk about that in a second. So the first thing I want to do is I'm going to show you it's actually the newsletter that you're looking at right now, but it's in the test format right now. But I want to highlight this graph. So I think you can see that on the screen. This is Guelph single detached homes. And you'll notice that there's a leveling off here. And I wanted to give you some insight as to why that is. So the first reason could be that buyers have just had enough. They've reached their threshold of affordability and they can't afford anything more than that number. And I'm going to try and click on it here. I don't know if this is the live version or not. It's just under $1.1 million. Like I think it's 1,000,083 or something like that. So that could be one reason. The other reason that I think is more plausible though, and this comes from just being in the market here in Guelph for the last 16 years and kind of knowing what the cycles are. And if that's something that you think one of your friends could use as the education and knowledge about the local market, have them give me a call, because I think it's very important, because anybody can interpret this graph any way they want. So listen to this, see if it makes sense to you. In January and February in the Guelph market, student rentals are the primary type of home that is sold. And a lot of homes that are sold that are detached end up being a little bit smaller, anywhere from 1,200 to 1,500 square feet. And there's quite a lot of them that get sold. So what I think has happened is that the number of smaller homes in the single family housing market have sold, and therefore the prices have leveled off. We're going to pay attention to this, but what I think is going to happen in March and April is that once all these student rentals are sold off, regular homes are going to come on the market, and regular family homes tend to be 1,500 to 2,000 square feet. In some areas it's 2,500 square feet. And obviously with that, a higher price point is commanded. So let's pay attention to that. I'm going to close this off, and I'm going to draw your attention to what's near and dear to my heart, which is affordable housing. And so some of you know that we have a company on the side called Radical Housing that builds basement apartments. And in some cases, we'll actually fund the whole thing and share in the rent until it's paid off. That's not what I'm talking about today. But if you do want to talk to me about that, drop me a line and I'll talk to you about how you can get a basement apartment in a property that you own. But what I'm talking about is an affordable housing new build in Hamilton, Ontario. And I think it's about 96 units that is going to be created. And it is an opportunity that you can invest in regardless of how wealthy or not you are. If you have $100, you can contribute to this project. And I'm going to show you this. The link is below, but I wanted to show you what the actual website looks like from your perspective. Now, I'm a member of this, so when I go in, I see the full details of the project. You can sign up for this as well, and you can see all the projects that Addy Invest does. So what it is a crowdfunding site that raises money for properties across Canada, and they're sometimes smaller ones all the way up to massive developments that are either new build or conversions to something. And you can take part, and investments range from each project. Some are 10%, some are 16%, some might even be less. They can be residential, even commercial. But what I love about Addy is they are open to giving back to the community. So here's an example of a property in Hamilton. It's a 96 unit building, brand new built, specifically for affordable housing. And so when you click on this link, you can go in and learn about the project, and you can invest anywhere from $100 to, I think there's a cap though. I think it might be around $5,000 is the cap. I'm not sure about that, but you can read that for yourself. But here's the thing, I invested 500 bucks, not a lot. I'm not, if I lose the money, then no big deal, but it's a way of me giving back to the community and making a little bit of interest on that as well. So you can feel good about that. So have a look at that. I highly recommend it. I'm not taking a referral link on this, whatever, though I think there is a possibility that I could do that. But I'm not doing that because that is not the purpose. The purpose is to draw your attention to this website for all your small investment needs, if you have some cash sitting around, but specifically to this affordable housing project. Okay. Well, that's it for this newsletter. I hope that you had a chance to read through everything and you enjoyed it. I look forward to visiting you in April, and hopefully I won't have a toucan by then. And we'll see you then. In the meantime, if you have any questions, reach out to our team. We have Gabriel Ho and Claire Fletcher is our administrator. Take care. We'll talk soon.